Yay, Texas advances. Hook 'em horns. We're going to the next round. We're going to the, I don't know, what is it, the quarterfinals, whatever it is. We won the game. Texas took care of business at home, did the things they were supposed to do. Might I say, they looked better. They figured out a way to run the ball, and I am just overall excited. I absolutely hated watching my Steelers on one screen and Texas on the other screen, but it just kind of was what it was. And there's a lot of things in this game where I was like, but it's the playoffs. And sometimes in the playoffs, games get a little tighter, rosters get a little tighter, people who play get a little tighter, and things just happen the way they're supposed to happen. And so Texas wins the game. Texas dominated up front. Shout out to that offensive line, because I don't know if Sark's going to get any credit for the amount of recruiting he has done on the offensive line, but shout out to him. Everything went wrong for that offensive line, and that's okay, because we picked and plugged and picked and plugged and added people and made it work. So for all you Texas fans that were so worried on early signing day that this offensive line is going to be in trouble next year, this offensive line, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We are fine. Calm down. Stop overreacting to everything you see. Texas beat Clemson today at home. They get to advance and they get to play Arizona State next. And I am so excited for the win. And I'm excited that the team that I saw today was the team that I was hoping to see. So let me get to the other side of this video and talk all things Texas, because I am just excited that we won. I'm excited that we won. I'm excited that we get to live on to play another game. So let me talk about that on the other side of this video. This is one of those games where it's like multiple things can be true. We won the game. We took care of business. We did what we were supposed to do. Perfect. Are there some things that still annoyed me? Absolutely. Are there moments in games where I'm like, why can't we just put teams away? I feel like what's keeping Texas from being great as opposed to being a really good football team is we haven't learned how to put teams away. I think at one point it was like 31-10. At 31-10 game, in my opinion, should never end up being a close game. It should never be a one possession game at any point. And so the one thing Texas has to learn is that thing that can dominate and take over, and don't even give the chance a team to come back. So whatever that thing is, we need to do it. I feel like we got tight. There were some things that we didn't do, and so we let them back in the game, and I don't like that. The other thing I want to say here, if you're a Texas fan, this will make sense to you. Here's what happened in the third quarter. We had a field goal, we had a punt, and then we turned the ball over on downs. In the third quarter, we had a field goal, a punt, and we turned the ball over on downs. There were some missed opportunities during that drive, and our third quarter lulls continue. So if you're not familiar with the Texas third quarter lulls, it's like lately our third quarter, it's like we forget how to play football. We get tight or we get overexcited. Again, I don't know what the coaches are saying at halftime, but so far it hasn't worked. So whoever's talking at halftime, stop that person and rotate another one. The other thing is, I didn't give Trevor Gooseby his credit before. Let me give him his credit now. He is a star. Having said all of that, let me just get into the things that I loved. 292 rushing yards. Shout out to Trey Wisner. Shout out to Blue shout out to them. Ball security. Beautiful job. 292 rushing yards. Now, yes, the 292 rushing yards came from two guys predominantly. However, what it really shows is the power of the offensive line, the power of the trenches, the battle of the trenches. We won the battle of the trenches today, and it showed 292 rushing yards. I don't even, what do you say to that? Masterful. Also, the interception, little Colin Simmons. Well, he's not little, but Colin Simmons with that interception off the tip ball. Love to see that. That's always good to see. I also liked our red zone offense today. I felt like Sark did a really good job of balancing our red zone offense. So I will take it. Kudos to us. I would also just like to say that we got pass interference calls. And we got pass interference calls. If you're a Texas fan and you're watching this video, you know that we usually don't get pass interference calls, but we got them today. So shout out to us for pass interference calls. The other thing I want to give a shout out to us for is we only had 2 penalties today. 2 penalties. That is great. That's what we need. I need them to stay focused. I need them to stay disciplined. 2 penalties. Perfect. Stay there. Stay right there. The other thing is anytime you get a stop on the red zone and you just I don't know, there's something about a red zone stop that that really gets me going. And I just love that. And so I don't know why teams continue to try to run the ball up the middle of the Texas's defense, especially when the defense is expecting you to run the ball right up the middle. But whatever. I don't care why they keep doing it. They keep doing it. It doesn't work. So whatever. We'll take the wins. We will take the win. So Texas, again, this offensive line, I cannot commend them enough. I felt like today the team stepped up. They looked rested. They looked like they were the better team. And I love them for that. So I'm just going to get into my whatever. My whatever is going to be, I don't understand how they're using Arch Manning. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like what the coaches think they're seeing in the game and the things that they think they should do in the games, they just don't make sense to me. But hey, in my video before, I said I need to see more Arch Manning. I saw more Arch Manning today. I'll just leave it alone and I'll leave it at a whatever. I still just don't think we're using him correctly, but I'll let it go and I'll move on to the things that I hated. The things I hated. Opening drive touchdown. I don't know why I don't like opening drive touchdowns. I cannot believe this defense allowed that opening drive touchdown. Actually, I can't believe that because this defense got cooked. Like this Texas defense, honestly, this Texas secondary was exactly what we were last year. That's how we looked today. We got cooked today. This secondary, the defense that I was so worried about in the offseason, I was like, I don't know about the secondary. I don't know about the secondary. And all year they've been fine. And then this game, I'm like, oh, this was the secondary that I was concerned that we were going to get all year. So I hope they figure that out. Didn't love it. Didn't love to see that secondary getting cooked, but they were getting cooked. The other thing is we were 1-4 on fourth down conversions. 1-4 on fourth down conversions. That is unacceptable. But I think the bigger issue is Steve Sarkisian doesn't trust our kicker, which is also another issue. So we don't trust our kicker. So we're going for it on fourth down. In my personal opinion, we're not using our best plays on fourth down. So what are we going to do? What is the fix? Just keep going for it on fourth down? I don't really know, but being 1-4 on fourth down isn't great. And in my personal opinion, the bigger concern is we don't trust our kicker. And so I don't know what that's going to look like as we move forward. I hope he gets his crap figured out. I don't really know. We have some time, but I didn't love seeing that today. Obviously, I don't like turnovers, so anytime we have a turnover, I'm going to call it the turnover. Ewers had a turnover today, so I have to call it out. He had a pick. It is what it is. The other thing that I hate too, and I think I said this at the beginning of the video, is I don't know what it is of why we can't put teams away. We get up on teams, we do our thing, and then it's like we're trying to hold our lead instead of continuing to put on more points. And maybe that's what it is. I don't really know what it is. It's just frustrating sometimes because I'm like, go, we got it, we're good. And then we do this backtracking thing, and then we have to get back in it, and then the third quarter, and then all this stuff. So I don't know what's going on, but I really hope that we kind of like start to figure that out because it's frustrating that we cannot put teams away. So whatever it is, I don't know how football teams learn how to put teams away, or I don't know how football teams learn how to like keep scoring points. I don't know what it is. We just need to figure it out. Maybe it's because we don't trust our kicker. I don't really know. My random thing is that we hold Clemson to 76 rushing yards, and we all know that Arizona State wants to run the ball. So this is something I'm going to keep an eye out on. At the end of the day, Texas lives to play another game. And so we are going to play another game. I believe it's going to be on January 1st. I don't know. The schedule to me is all wonky because I think that's on a Wednesday. And so here we are. We get to play Arizona State. We just left the Big 12. Everybody thinks that we're a Big 12 team. So now we get to play Arizona State and see what that looks like. But I am a proud Texas fan today. I'm glad that they took care of business, and I'm glad that we get to move on to the next round. The other thing is too, is everybody that was whining and complaining that Texas hasn't played anybody, I guess this is a team that you can say that we've played and we beat them by double digits, or is this still not good enough? Will you still like not think that this is good enough? But Texas moves on. I'm excited to say we moved on. So here we go. We're on to the next round, and I just cannot wait to see how we continue to improve, how we continue to get better, and I'm excited to see it. So I will rant on the other side of this because honestly, that is my favorite part of the video. But as always, hook 'em.
The truth here is there's only two things I'm really going to keep an eye out on, and that is, are we going to trust our kicker? Like, what are we going to do? I don't think our kicker did any field goals today that were not for extra points, so it seems like we're not going to trust our field goal kicker, so I want to see if that's going to continue. The other thing I'm going to focus on is obviously health. Isaiah Bond didn't even play today, so arguably our best receiver didn't even play today, and we still scored, 38 points? So that's masterful. So I'm just curious to see what's going on with health. The other thing is obviously the offensive lineman that went down, Wisner went down, so I'm very curious to see how we rebound for that, specifically Jake Majors, obviously our center. You don't want to be without your center, so I hope that he's okay, and I hope that he will be ready to go on the 1st. But at the end of the day, this is the playoffs, right? It's put up or shut up. Everybody's a little banged up, everybody's a little bit injured, everybody's a little bit of something, and so I hope that Texas can just bounce back and do what they're supposed to do and keep this thing rolling. Like always, I will be on here still making videos about all of my teams. Obviously, Texas is still playing, so I'm going to continue to make videos about them. So I'm also started doing this thing a few weeks ago, and some of my videos that we'll start releasing here in a minute is if you made it to the end of this video, don't forget to drop me an emoji below. Let me know what you think in the comment section if you have anything that you want to share with me, but obviously, for sure, let me know that you made it to the end of this video because I'm trying to see who makes it to the end of this video. But I will end this video here. Thank you for watching, and as always, hook 'em. I'll see you in my next video.